Got a tank full of gas, yeah, you know, really fast. Give me everything you got, give me everything you got. Let's go.
Hello everyone, today we'll explain Upper Moon Demon 4 Hantengu's backstory. We'll talk about his previous life as a human and his role as the Upper Demon Moon 4. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video so we can make more videos about this in the future. Now without any more delays, let's start the video. Number 4. Hantengu. While having several other personalities and emotions shown through his clones, hantengu himself is no doubt nothing but an embodiment of fear and cowardice himself. Even during his time as a human, hantengu kept using his age and condition as an excuse, trying to weasel away from his crimes and blaming anyone or anything, like his very own hand, but himself. After turning into a demon, hantengu retained his human traits. While being an obviously cruel and horrendous demon who killed hundreds of people, hantengu established that he's still a deluded person who kept blaming others and trying to pretend, or even believe it himself, that he's fully innocent. As a human, hantengu was known to have committed many wicked crimes. He stole from numerous innocent people and murdered them in various towns and cities. He also tried to deceive people by claiming he was innocent. He would say that he didn't commit the crimes. He would say that his hands were solely to blame for his actions, thus hinting that he was also mentally unstable and delusional. Eventually, he was captured by a high-ranked law official magistrate and sentenced to death by decapitation. Despite his outrageous claims of innocence that were then silenced by threatening to cut off his sinful hands instead. While imprisoned and awaiting his execution, he was approached by Muzan Kibutsuji, who offered to help him after taking pity on his situation. Muzan proceeded to give him some of his blood, transforming him into a demon. After his transformation, he escaped prison and silenced the magistrate who condemned him to death. With his dying breath, the magistrate told him that killing him didn't matter because eventually his past sins and actions will lead to his future fate. Entertainment District Arc. Having been summoned to the upper ranks meeting, hantengu corrected his colleague, Gyoko, over the amount of years since they had last met. 113, a number which unnerved hantengu. As Akaza struck Doma, destroying the latter's jaw, hantengu yelped in fear and later bowed timidly as Muzan Kibutsuji arrived. He listened as his leader revealed the death of Gyutaro and berated everyone present for their uselessness, causing the upper rank to beg for forgiveness. Hantengu then quickly acknowledged Muzan's order for him and Gyoko to head over to an unknown location once the latter confirmed his newfound lead. Later, Akaza viciously destroyed the upper portion of Doma's head, only to get his hand lopped off by Kokushibo, causing hantengu to cower in fear and apprehension, even letting out a sharp yelp. Afterwards, he and Gyoko were then transported to their destination by the Biwa demon. Swordsmith Village Arc. At the Swordsmith's village, hantengu crawled onto the roof of a building, eager to fulfill their mission to avoid Muzan's wrath. He encountered Tanjiro and Muichiro Tokido shortly thereafter, swiftly avoiding an attack from the latter. He dodged a follow-up attack from Tanjiro, only to be kicked by Nezuko. His head was then severed by another attack by Muichiro, causing him to regenerate into two different demons, Sekido and Karaku. As Muichiro and Tanjiro attempted to attack these newcomers, Karaku blew Muichiro far into the distance with a single wave of his Uchiwa fan. The two then confronted Tanjiro and Nezuko, briefly exchanging biting comments at each other, with Sekido then attacking Tanjiro with a burst of electricity from his Kakara staff. The two failed to notice Genya approaching them from behind with a gun. Genya's shot was true, decapitating Sekido, but failing to completely do the same to Karaku, much to the latter's amusement. The young demon slayer finished the job with his sword, but the two then turned into four. One of the new demons, reminiscent of a hantengu, grabbed Tanjiro by the leg and flew off with him, while the other impaled Genya with a Jumanji Yari. The former congratulated Tanjiro on figuring out their strategy, while the latter commented on Genya's weakness. Tanjiro urged Nezuko to help Genya, prompting his abductor to reprimand him for this, before firing a concussive blast of sound at the Demon Slayer. The Tengu-like version of hantengu was surprised to find that his opponent had hacked off the leg holding him, from which a head then grew from the severed limb to fire a sound blast at the shocked Tanjiro. The disembodied head of the Tengu-like hantengu was swiftly cut in two by Tanjiro, which turned into two mouths that fired their sound blasts at him once more. However, their attack power had been lessened due to so many divisions, leading Tanjiro to be able to cut them once more. The main body of Tengu hantengu appeared behind the young Demon Slayer, firing another sound blast, which was dodged but followed up again by a vicious claw attack to Tanjiro's chest. The Tengu hantengu boasted about the sharpness of his claws, promising to carve up the young Demon Slayer, only to discover the youth had already sliced his face in two. As Tanjiro prepared a follow-up attack, Tengu hantengu attempted to fire the sound blast once more, only to have his jaw cut off, the final blow incoming. Elsewhere, Karaku held back a transformed Nezuko, taunting her while Sekido told him to finish her off. The Yari-wielding hantengu, Aizetsu, offered to finish her off, only to discover he couldn't pull his weapon out of Genya, who promptly shot Aizetsu's head into bits.